Horror is painful and intense fear, dread, or dismay. An overwhelming and painful feeling caused by something frightfully shocking, terrifying, or revolting. A shuddering fear. From both of these definitions, we can see that the root of horror is fear, a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc., whether the threat is real or imagined. When unexplainable phenomena occurs, fear allows us to cope by creating characters who hold the responsibility of such events. The meaning of horror will not be the same for everyone. Fans of the genre come back for more because we like it, but why would we like something that causes such alleged negative emotions? I searched it up and found on Psychology Today that when we get scared, we experience a rush of adrenaline and a release of endorphins and dopamine. The biochemical rush can result in a pleasure-filled, opioid-like sense of euphoria. Coupled with this, when we are reminded of our safety, the experience of fear subsides, and we are left with gratifying sense of relief and subsequent well-being. This is also why some of us may laugh during scary movies. So this leaves us with the forms that horror come in. They are almost always presented as stories, but each of us may picture different imagery when we think of horror. People who aren't generally horror fans probably just think of spooky season. Halloween is the time where such talk of horror is nearly unavoidable. Non-fiction historical events. These are the horrifying occurrences that most of us know about. What came to mind for me were times when mass amounts of people lost their lives because of leaders or organizations. There are also the less known witness reports or occurrences that don't surface until the cause is captured. Personal experiences. Traumatic occurrences that each of us live to share. These are urban legends, paranormal times that are fun, creepy, or questionable that we can share around the campfire or on a podcast. Or the experiences that have caused such scarring fears that I should really move on from the topic.
Sorry. You have no idea what's going on in my head.
Yeah, well, try me.
Literature. More common during the 17th and 18th centuries, and maybe your English class, this ranges from famous poets and authors Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft to more recent works from the obvious Stephen King. For those of you who don't necessarily enjoy reading, you may know about internet stories or creepypastas. The classic Ben Drowned, Jeff the Killer, or even one that really creeped me out, Dear David. Scares may also be expressed through music. Video games. Mainstream and indie, possibly made popular from gameplay. I'm not going to go into too much detail at all, but this is definitely a source of horror.
I don't ever cheat. Stop! Please!
What I imagine when I hear horror, and what I'm sure almost all of you imagine, are horror movies. This is where we can really get into visual detail.
Gore.
For the disturbing visuals, perhaps the kind of stuff that, depending on the person while viewing, most people cringe at, or even get excited.
Killer.
To fulfill everyone's serial killer obsessed needs. Also for when you're craving a classic teen summer camp slasher.
Toodaloo, Sandit. Monster. Psychological.
Beep beep Richie.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
I love you more than anything else in the whole world. I would never do anything to hurt you. Never.
Perhaps what keeps bringing us back to horror is the curiosity of the unknown, because what our mind creates is the scariest of all. I could go into much more detail within the genres, but I want to keep this video to a minimum. I'll link a few sources in the description that I found much interest in, and you might as well. There's also a link to a great photograph that I used largely as a reference. Thank you for watching my collage of a video, and God bless.